Hello everyone and welcome to the Daily Morning Podcast. So firstly, let's see how Indian markets closed in yesterday's session. So Indian equity benchmark indices saw some marginal relief as Nifty gained 3 points and Sensex gained 165 points at close. The selling pressure, however, continued in the broader markets as Nifty midcap was down by 1.4% and small cap 100 was down by close to 2%. Looking at the top 5 gainers and losers in Nifty 50 index, then HDFC Bank, LTI Mindtree, TCS, Maruti and Infosys were the top 5 gainers, while Adani Enterprises, Grasim, Cipla, Adani Ports and SBI were top 5 losers in the Nifty 50 index. The market breadth on BSE largely remained in the favor of declines as the advanced decline ratio stood at 1:5, where about 625 stocks advanced and against that 3,272 stocks saw decline. Sector-wise, apart from BSE IT sector, almost all the other sectors declined. So BSE IT was up by 0.5%, while BSE Reality was down by 3.5%, losing the most. BSE Commodities was down by 1.7%. Utility sectors was down by 1.6%. Power was down by 1.4%. Metal and capital goods also saw declines of about 1.3% each. Healthcare index was down by 1.2% and FMCG sector also lost about 1% in yesterday's trade. Around 124 stocks have scaled fresh 52-week highs in yesterday's session, which includes names like Indigo, Jio Financial Services, Oracle Financial Services, Quick Heal Technologies and TCS, while about 161 stocks were traded at their 52-week lows, which included companies like ASK Automotives, BGR Energy, Campus, La Opala, KRBL, PSP Projects, Timken India, VIP Industries, etc. On the fund flow side, the FIIs and DIIs continued their net buying. However, the net buying of FIIs reduced to 73 crores, while DIIs net buying position stood at 2,358 crores in the cash market. Now taking a look into the global market cues, the US market overnight ended higher. The Dow gained 0.6%, S&P 500 gained 1.1% and Nasdaq gained the most by 1.5% in the trade at the closing of the trade. This was despite higher CPI data which came in at 3.2% against the expectation of 3.1%. But still people are believing that rate cut is more likely to happen in the June month meeting of Federal Reserve. So overall, the CPI data has triggered positive reaction only in the US markets. Some economic data were released in Indian market also yesterday. The IIP data has came in at 3.8% for the January month against the expectations of 4%. So overall, this is on the neutral to positive side for the economy. The CPI data has stood at 5.09% for the February month, which is at its 4-month lows and is a slight decline from 5.1% CPI data, which was recorded for the January month. So overall, the data sets are positive for Indian markets also. Taking a check on some of the other monitorables, the crude oil is trading at around $82.4 per barrel. US bond yields are also trading flat as the US 10-year is at 4.14%. Now moving on to some of the stocks which will be in focus for today's trade. ITC will be in focus as British American Tobacco, which is the largest public shareholder of the company, has launched a block trade to offload up to a 3.5% stake in the company for over rupees 17,482 crores. So ITC will remain in focus today. Vedanta will also be in focus as the SEBI has ordered the company to pay rupees 77.6 crores to Scottish explorer Kane for delay in payment of dividends and has barred the firm's entire board from accessing the capital market for the same. So this could be slightly negative for Vedanta in short term. Aurobindo Pharma is also news as Yugia Pharma unit has restarted the distribution of aseptic products and will start commercial production from the aseptic lines in a phased manner beginning next week. So this will be positive for the company Aurobindo Pharma. Glenmark Pharma has completed the transfer of the remaining 20% stake in Glenmark Life Sciences to Nirma. So neutral to positive for Glenmark Pharma. Shree Cement has entered into an asset purchase agreement with Starcrete LLP for the purchase of 5 ready-mix concrete plants located in Maharashtra for rupees 33.5 crores. So positive for Shree Cement in medium to long term. SRF has incorporated a wholly owned subsidiary, SRF Middle East in Dubai, for trading in refrigerant gases. So, a positive for SRF in medium term. Oriental Rail Infrastructure has received an order worth rupees 1,249 crores from Railway Ministry for manufacturing and supply of 3,055 wagons. So, positive for the company in short to medium term. Ramco Siemens has inaugurated the Gati Shakti Cargo Terminal project in Andhra Pradesh to transport crushed limestone through railway wagons from the company's mines in Budavada to its integrated cement plant in Jayantipuram. So, positive for Ramco Siemens in medium to long term. Allcargo Logistics is also in focus as the company's LCL volume, that is less container load volumes, for the month of February has increased 7% on a year-on-year basis, and FCL volumes have grown 5% on a year-on-year basis for the month of February. So the data is positive for Allcargo Logistics in short term. Muthoot Capital has partnered with Greaves Cotton Unit, Greaves Finance, 100% EV focused lending platform, that is EV Fin, for electric two-wheeler financing across India. So positive for Muthoot Capital in medium to long term. Indoco Remedies has approved the purchase of 2,860 square meters of land in Mumbai. So positive for Indoco Remedies. Vakrangdi is also in focus as the RBI has renewed the authorization issued to the company for white label ATMs. Ethos has reduced its stake in Silver City Brands AG to 35% from 100% earlier. So neutral news for Ethos. Gensol Engineering has incorporated Gensol Clean Energy as a wholly owned subsidiary. So neutral news for Gensol Engineering as well. Welspun Living has received approval from NCLT of Hyderabad bench for the amalgamation of 5 companies with itself, and is awaiting approval from the NCLT of Ahmedabad branch. Neutral news from Welspun Living. Signature Global India, through its subsidiary, has launched its new project Orchard Avenue 3 in Gurugram. The project consists of a total of 235 units with an area of 1.66 acres. So positive for Signature Global India in short to medium term. Now taking a look into some of the new IPO listings, then JG Chemicals shares will debut on the stock exchanges today. The total issue size of this IPO was about 251 crores and the issue price was about 221 per share. So JG Chemicals will be listing on stock exchanges today. If you look into the bulk deals for today's, the impact of which can be seen in the stock prices today, then KFin Technologies, in case of that company, Kotak Mahindra Bank has sold 34.7 lakh shares, which is about 2.03% stake at rupees 600.3 per share. In case of Nirlon, Nihar Nandan Nilekani has bought 22.52 lakh shares, which is about 2.5% of the stake at rupees 430 per share. While Kunal Viranji Sagar has sold 13.29 lakh shares, that is about 1.47% of the stake, and Alfano PT Limited has sold 9.23 lakh shares, which is about 1% of the stake at rupees 430 per share. Also in Onward Technologies Limited, White Oak India Equity Fund has sold 1.25 lakh shares, which is 0.55% of the stake at rupees 463.8 per share. Now moving on to some of the insider trades. Then in case of Som Distilleries and Breweries, the promoter Jagdish Kumar Arora has bought 10,000 shares on 12th March. In case of Ipca Laboratories, promoter Pashchim Chemicals have bought 35,000 shares on 11th March. In Zydus Wellness, promoter Zydus Family Trust has bought 1.86 lakh shares on 11th March. In GR Infra Projects, promoters Lakshmi Devi, Suman, Ritu, Lalita and Kiran have sold 9.66 lakh shares each on 7th of March. And in case of SBFC Finance, promoter SBFC Holdings have sold 3 crore shares between 5th of March and 7th of March. So these were the key data points to focus on in today's trade. As far as the Indian market opening is concerned, we believe with decent economic data release in both Indian and US market, as well as the positive reaction in the US market after the release of US CPI data, we believe the opening for Indian market will mostly on the positive side. So that's it for the Daily Morning Podcast. Thank you all for listening.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.